Hello and welcome to the Pink in the City podcast. Pink in the City is a breast cancer charity. We are raising awareness and funds and providing information and inspiration. Please share this episode with the world and join us in our mission. And now, let's proceed to today's episode.
Welcome to Pink in the City podcast. My name is Denise Vourtzoumis, and I am the president of Pink in the City. So today we have Dyane Peat with us, a survivor that I have the great pleasure to be working with in the last little while. So welcome, Dyane.
Well, thank you so much, Denise, for having me today.
Oh, it's our pleasure, our pleasure. So Dyane, I was introduced to you, I would say a few months or this past year from Deborah, which is always really nice in our network to connect with others. So Dyane, how does Pink in the City, what impact has it had on you and our community?
Well, I was, like you said, introduced to Pink in the City through Deborah, and I thought, wow, what an amazing thing to do for survivors to also bring awareness to the community and beyond, but also for survivors themselves to either feel the love, the support, the beauty that everything that this crazy world of cancer could bring, because as we know, it brings a lot of different emotions, ups and downs, mad, sad, happy, calm, not so calm. So with this network, I think it brings women together, not just as a support group to talk about cancer, but just everything out there. It's not just bad, it could be beautiful. And I think that that's what Pink does.
Oh, that's really, thank you for saying that, Dyane. So you are a survivor. So tell us about that.
Oh, okay. So in 2009, I was living in Halifax at that time, and I had two young daughters, 7 and 11. And I went for a mammogram. It would have been my second or third regular mammogram because I lost my mom of cancer when I was 9. So she would have been about, I think it was 45 or 47. So my doctor, before I left Montreal to go to Halifax, said, you should go have a mammogram before you leave. Then you'll kind of like be in the system to go on a regular basis once you're in your 40s. If it's in the history of your family, it's a good thing to do. So like I said, I did maybe one or two, and then in my at 42 I was diagnosed just before Christmas. Coming to Montreal, I had to go in for a biopsy, and deep down I think I knew, because I had said, well, it's Christmas, I'm going with my family back home, why don't we do it when I come back? And they're like, well, no, we should do it now. So long story short, I kind of had a feeling. And so, yeah, I got the confirmation that I did have breast cancer. And as much as I think a shock, at the same time, I never considered myself a patient. I always said that I was going to beat this. I'm young and healthy. Mm-hmm. I am a warrior, and I will be okay. And that's what I told my girls, that mommy was not going to be very healthy at some points, depending on, the way you react to chemo and radiation and anything else that they give you. But that I was going to not die of this, that I will survive, and I will be stronger and healthier. And not really knowing, obviously, if this was going to be true, but that was my mindset. And I think that 50% of your healing is the positive thinking. So that's the route I took.
Yeah, and that's so amazing, Diane. You definitely lead by example um, when it comes to doing what you need to do for your family, and making sure that they feel, I guess, confident in how you're feeling by showing these types of emotions and your confidence and all of that. So I think that's definitely beautiful, and what a comeback, like stronger than ever. Not only were you able to beat this, but you've actually gotten involved in something uh, bigger than you and giving back to your community. Tell us about that.
Yes, well, at a young age, I'm not really sure where it comes from, but maybe losing my mom so young. But again, I come from an amazing family. We're five kids. I'm the baby of five, and we're all very close, and still today. And but I don't know. I wanted to give back. I think I realize now that maybe this was my purpose in life, my calling. I'm not sure, but even at a young age, I started volunteering. Back then, it was with the Special Olympics because I was very much into sports. I love sports. It was like an outlet for me to kind of not maybe forget, but not necessarily think of losing my mom and everything, and just going and having fun. And giving back gives a lot more to oneself than one can realize. Yes, you do it for others, but it really helps you too.
Mhm.
And I think that as my journey of healing with cancer, because again, like I was saying before, you kind of go through different emotions.
Mhm.
So once I became maybe able to talk about it and deal with it and be strong for others, um, I figured that that's the route I would take. And at one point, I did start a little candle business. And through my candle business, what I want to do is I want to be able to bring awareness in different areas of volunteering, and with my little business, being able to give back. So whether it's time, donations, awareness, I figured that's the perfect platform. So I have different candles, and the one roses is especially for Pink in the City. And through the sales, I give back to Pink in the City with pleasure.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really generous of you, Diane, and definitely a reflection of, one thing that we always have been highlighting about what's so special about the survivors is that, living your best, especially after a diagnosis, and that could be so difficult. But instead, what you've done is, you're definitely doing that, and
Yeah.
and not that you're giving back to your community, and you've found a way to connect and to share your talent, um, and the love for your handles, and through that you're able to raise some funds, and be able to pay it forward. So that's really incredible, and so we thank you for that. um, so what's next for you? What's in the future? How do
Well,
you see, what you're doing, or getting the community involved? Like, what's in the future?
well, the future is always a new day, and it's amazing. You can only um, go forward, and that's what I want to do. And with my business and my personal life and my family life, everything together is wow. I'm still here, and I'm able to have a future, so let's not waste it. So basically, whatever it is that I can do, whether it's through my business or not, I will try to do to bring awareness in any field, whether it's cancer survivors or just people who need help in general. So, but for this particular podcast today, since we're talking about Pink in the City, being a survivor did make me stronger. And at the same time, this group of women working together and bringing not just awareness, but support, to have the strength, to have the courage to see that there is a future out there, and let's be together and do more. So with Deborah, I know that she has different things coming up, and I had told her that whatever I can do, whether it's give my time, give candles for donation to raise money, whatever, I am in. And the more I could provide, whether again it's time or donations, I'm in.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. So
It's my pleasure. It's I think everybody, if you're in a situation where you can give back, you should. Every little thing counts. A lot of people always think that it's money, but time is worth a lot too. So if people could just give their time, it's very much appreciated. And it's always, there's so many different organizations that need volunteers. So it's my pleasure to do what I can when I can, for sure.
That's amazing. Thank you. I mean, thank you for believing in us and our mission. We definitely, as you've been talking, it's definitely a community collaboration,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what makes the difference in the end. And we've got many examples from different participating partners in our community. We can see how each can contribute to the end result being a positive one. But I think also you are touching on, the act of kindness, and
Mm-hmm.
and as parents and teachers and community members, what we do to encourage this also is a differentiator. So I think that in itself is making a whole lot of difference. So recently we had the pink carpet day.
Yes.
So it was your first time joining Pink in the City. So tell us about that day and how you felt.
Well, it was amazing, and it was so nice to meet all these different women in different stages in their lives, in their cancer journey. And like I said, I had not stepped away from cancer, but at one point you're like, maybe I need to concentrate on me, and sometimes not necessarily every day having to be about cancer. So I was kind of like ready for it. Then when I met everybody, I got emotional, but in a beautiful way, because my gosh, these women are amazing. And it was such a high just to be there and to meet these women. And what you do also with this pink carpet, making us feel worthy, strong, beautiful, inside and out. And I think that it goes a long way. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for saying that. But it is the truth. All of the women are so beautiful and strong inside and out. And the pink carpet was definitely something that Gael and I came about from an idea. So, and you're absolutely right. It's a day where it brings together. It's not so much, I guess at the end of the day, the video, but it's really the gesture to bring everyone together, have an opportunity to connect, and bring together the different women that are in different stages of their life and their cancer journeys. For me, standing back and seeing this evolve right in front of my eyes was certainly very special. So yeah, hopefully we can many more to come for years.
Yes.
But it was a powerful day in so many ways.
It was. And just the fact that it was on a construction site, I thought that was brilliant, because the whole cancer journey is kind of like that, right? So the two kind of went together more than one can realize, because of the different stages of one's journey could be very different. And I just thought it was beautiful. Yeah, it was amazing. I really was full of love, full of emotions, but all good, because it was to show the good side of the community. So it was beautiful. Thank you again for inviting me.
Oh my goodness. It was our pleasure. And I have to say, I have to get to Gael on the construction site. It was something that she definitely wanted us to coordinate for this year. So she made it happen. So thank you for that. So Dyane, if I was to ask you to select your strongest word that would represent your journey, what would that be and why?
Ooh, strongest word. Well, I'm pretty sure that it's a common word used, but I would say strength, because we have to really be strong during this whole journey, and not just for ourselves, for healing, but for others, for our friends and family, because as we know, cancer affects not just the one who has cancer, but everyone around them. And so many people have been affected with cancer. And I think that a lot of the time, it brings sadness, which obviously makes sense. But at the same time, for the individual who's going through it, I think that for me, strength was what I told myself every day. Even going through the treatments, I was constantly repeating in my head to be strong and I will get through it. So, or maybe two words, courage too, because you do have to have a lot of courage. But I guess maybe they both combine into one another, where you have to to be strong, you have to have courage. So I guess they blend well together. But for me, that was it. So and even in my my whole experience of the journey of cancer, but also in my everyday life, moving forward, also as a mom, a wife, a coworker, a sister, an aunt, you have to show courage. So you have to have it and be strong and believe that you will be okay.
Yeah, your words, Dyane, resonate with so many. And it's so true. It's so true. What I find most interesting is that, when women go through and from what I have seen, is that, some women are very private, and some women don't mind sharing. But at the end of the day, what I have seen firsthand is that how empowering these testimonials and stories are, that actually changes someone that has been diagnosed with cancer and breast cancer, when they hear these journeys
Yes.
and these, and
Yeah.
so for me, it's so important to share these messages, whether it's on, on our social media, or through these podcasts, because it can actually change a life. And
It can, you're right. It can. Yep.
mhm,
When I was going through it, I was myself private. I was concentrating on me, and it's like I didn't necessarily want to do group counseling and stuff like that because for me personally, I found that I needed to keep my energy for me through the actual like chemo, all the treatments.
mhm,
Once I was done with that, I was ready to now give my energy to help others.
mhm,
So
mhm,
it depends in the actual where you're at in your journey. So sometimes for people, even
mhm.
as they're going through all of their treatments, they blog about it, they do everything. And that in itself is a healing process for them. For me, it was a little bit after. I needed to keep my energy for me.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And definitely no wrong or right. It is definitely whatever every woman feels comfortable with.
exactly. Yep,
Um, but it's really, really nice to see, when there has been a breakthrough for someone that felt, they were alone and they really couldn't talk about their journey. And sometimes through the stories of other women that they see were facing the same thing, it gives them a different perspective, and it also demonstrates to them that they're not alone.
exactly. Yep.
Hmm.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah. No, it's very important to have access to this um when you need it because and whether sometimes you don't think you need it, but you might. So yes, you're absolutely right, Denise. It's always a good thing to have access to this because it is needed and sometimes more than one realizes. Yeah.
And so I'm inspired every single day from women like yourself, Dyane, and all the survivors that have the strength to move on, and the courage.
Mhm.
It
Yes.
is definitely incredible to see that. And also, I think, Dyane, you've made some really, really great comments today about how you have given a chance to things that were, not so obvious in the beginning, and through your journey, you were able to deal with them, I guess, better as you moved along. So, if there was some advice that you would give someone that's newly diagnosed, what would that be?
Well, to believe that they will be okay. It is going to be a not easy journey. It'll be hard, and it's okay to ask for help, and it is okay to take it and reach out to whomever they can when needed because it can really save their lives. So believe, be strong, and be kind to yourself and others because it's going to be hard, but it is worth it.
Yeah, words of words of knowledge, words of power. That's for sure. Well, thank you so much, Dyane, for spending a little time with me today, just to share your journey and your and what you're doing in our community to raise awareness and funds. It definitely takes a lot, many different people to make these wonderful things happen in our community. So you're definitely a prime example, and especially because you've also been someone that has been affected by this disease firsthand. Um, so it's a great insight that you've shared with us, and we really appreciate you doing that for us today. For others that may not always have, this type of information handy at first.
Yes. Well, it is my pleasure. And again, Denise, thank you for everything that you do for the community, the survivors, and so on and beyond. You you do good. It is needed, and it is welcomed, and bringing awareness and bringing the community together is not always easy, and you make it look easy. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Dyane. Thank you. All right, everyone. So thank you for joining Pink in the City, the Pink in the City podcast today with Dyane Peat. And we appreciate your time. Thank you, everyone.